Previously on the Lupe and Royce show.
One where it was a bomb that was in a chocolate bar, and when you bit into it, it broke the switch and blew your head off.
Now that's my kind of chocolate.
And I'm like 9 years old reading this book, like, oh wow, that's how you can kill some. Oh, okay, so they can put a bomb just in the chocolate bar, and then when they bite into it, it blows up in the mouth and kills.
So you can't be Lupe Fiasco and have like a school bully. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, you're gonna be getting the Twix really soon. You keep playing with me.
The Lupe and Royce show is a Say What Media production.
That was pretty good.
Yo, what up? This is Lupe Fiasco, and I had soup for dinner last night.
What's up? This is Royce the 5'9", and I had sugar.
And this is Tom, and I'm just living the dream every day, being on this here podcast with Lupe Fiasco and Royce the 5'9".
Is this really a dream?
It really is. It's a dream to talk to both of you each and every week.
That's flattering, man.
How are we doing this week?
I'm okay. I'm just getting a little bit closer to my goals here. Starting to be able to get stuff done. I got all sound hooked up. So, ready to have the girls start rehearsing soon. Maybe in another week or two, I'll start just shooting something just to see how it comes out. I'm anxious to start messing with these cameras. That's a new rabbit hole for me. That's going to be fun.
Nice.
That it is.
Cameras and lights and like all of that stuff, man, is rabbit holes I didn't know about. I didn't realize it was like, ooh, PC. I'm building a PC. I didn't realize that was a rabbit hole too. Lou, you got a PC?
I do not.
They got some pretty decked out, expensive ass ones. I would love to know what in the world are they so expensive for? What do they do? Tom, you a PC guy?
Never had a PC in my entire life.
Good.
All Mac, all day.
Me either.
You gonna build one yourself?
No, I'm not gonna build it myself. I'm a bad man, but I ain't that fucking bad. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have somebody build it. That's like the second best thing to that.
There you go.
I'm gonna have somebody build it, but I don't know how. Like, I still got to go get like a couple of opinions from a couple people that I know that's in the know, just to make sure that I don't overdo it. Because I'm only gonna be playing it's like 2 games I'm gonna be playing. I'm building a server. I'm having somebody build a private server, but I'm only gonna be playing like 2 games.
What games are you gonna be playing?
Grand Theft Auto.
And
Call of Duty.
The shoot 'em up games.
Well, not necessarily. The Grand Theft Auto is going to be like our whole like universe and world that we just build ourselves. So it's just going to be all my customized shit in it, and we just going to be running around acting like immature. I need an outlet to be immature, man. I realized that about myself.
FaceTime video.
Haven't y'all noticed I've been too mature lately?
You really have been very mature.
Yeah, man, and I apologize for that. Man. I'm working. You know, I think this will be a good outlet for me where I can just kind of like get some of that genius. I think it's associated with my intelligence. Just get some of that genius just off me. Like, I just can't just carry that shit around all day. You a college guy. You know what I'm going through.
You just.
I know it's been a minute though, right? Since college.
It's been a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, if you could think back that long ago, it's kind of like how you may have felt when you had like a big exam coming up.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like how I feel every day about life.
Anxious?
Like, no, not anxious at all.
Excited?
Not anxious at all. I really just like. I just realize I feel like I'm cracking the code, I'm acing a Rorschach test by just choosing what Cheez-Its I'm gonna eat. Like, I really, really think that deep when I'm selecting my Cheez-Its. You know?
What's your go-to Cheez-It?
That's the question. It could be white cheddar, could be regular. See, because how many Cheez-Its are in the box? See, that's what you don't think about. That's what Lupe don't think about that before he dives in. I need to know how many Cheez-Its are in the box before I dive in, you know?
Lou, how you doing over there? How you doing over there? You're quiet today.
I'm just listening, man. Just soaking it all up. That's all.
Soak it all up, man. Try to learn something too, Lou. You know what I mean?
I try and learn.
Try to learn something. Yeah,
I do.
Try to learn something while you got me on here, man. You know, because it's really
taking advantage.
I mean, I got my board in the background too, and I know you've been rapping lately. Every time you rap, I get a fucking attitude. So I know you've been rapping lately. So, you know, just try to learn something because, you know, I'm inherently raw with the lyrics. You know, they just come out of nowhere from out of my lineage. You ever seen somebody like that, Tom? Of course not. But yeah, that's how I be, man. I just remember that day we was talking about that one line that you have that's just like, oh shit, put that on my tombstone. I figured mine out.
Please.
But I got to put everything in a zip drive. I got to zip my whole catalog into one zip and send it over to you, Tom. And whenever you ready to
the whole thing.
Yeah, whenever you ready to download it, you put all that shit on my tombstone.
So it's going to be a very large tombstone, is what you're saying.
Man, that's the dumbest shit ever, bro. Oh man. I do want to ask this anime guy some questions. I mean, Lou, you pretty much answered the questions that I had like to start, but I'm curious to see what like a anime guy, what he acts like, what he carries himself like. Because I was misinformed about anime people. I thought anime people were nerds.
Well, we're going to find out because we do have an anime expert on with us today. Tim Hoffman, better known as Forneverworld on YouTube, where he has more than 600,000 subscribers for his videos covering everything to do with anime and Manga. So Tim is joining us now.
Fantastic.
Tim,
what's up, Tim?
Tim's originally from New York. You live in Columbus, Ohio now, right?
Yes, sir.
Midwest.
All right.
What up, Tim?
What's going on, everybody? How your night going?
We doing good,
up,
my
Tim? Welcome
good
to the
man.
show.
Thank you for joining us.
No, I appreciate. Honestly, it's an honor and a privilege to even be talking to you, gentlemen, tonight.
Oh man, the pleasure is all ours, man. I'll speak for Lupe. He ain't talking right now. He's soaking it all in. But he does this sometimes, man. You know, that's what, like, you ever seen like just a hyena in the forest? He just be waiting so he can just come take the food. That's how he is. You know what I mean?
It's all good. It's all
Don't
good.
take his quietness for weakness, bro.
I got you.
He used to catch arrows when he was 4. He used to catch arrows.
Welcome to the show, Tim.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure having you. For sure.
Hey Tim.
Yes.
So while Lupe is acting weird, what can you tell me about anime?
Oh, well.
Tell Lupe too. See if you can snap him out of it. Man, you know what I would be trying to do back in the day, Lou? I'd be trying to get you to drink, man. Back when I was drinking. I would probably just bug you until you take a shot. Come on, man, take a shot. Come on.
I would have been the same way.
You drink?
You got the. I'm not. See the. Go ahead, Tim. I was just gonna say like I like anime, but I'm not like deep into anime, so I'm not like an expert. I like the things that I like, and then I know I have a general history of it, a general understanding, but I'm like deep. So Royce had, and I'm not really interested to be deep either, because there's some animes that I just don't really like that. Yeah. You know, like I could watch a few episodes, but I'm not. You know, I can't watch 70 episodes. Like, nah, I can't do that.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, man, I enjoy a good anime. I enjoy a good manga. I got a few manga books that I actually keep around that are entertaining, and I'll dip into some anime from time to time. But Royce is kind of the Royce didn't know that he was actually heavy into anime, and that kind of came out on the last episode. So, brought you in here to kind of go even deeper into the anime hole. I got a lot of fans who love anime and talk about it all the time. I reference it in some of my music, so it's interesting to have you here to see answer some of Royce the 5'9's questions.
Cause now I'm to the point where I'm wondering if I can compare it to like being a sneakerhead, like in the shoe world. Canaloo? Is it like that?
I mean, we got an expert here now. Like, I don't know.
Right here,
I thought you was a sneakerhead.
Let's go, Tim.
So what do you think, bro? Like, is it? Do you know anything about like the shoe world, the sneaker world?
Yeah, when I was much younger, I used to collect Jordans. I would be in the snow going to get the latest J's. So yeah, I used to be a little bit of a sneakerhead myself.
Is it similar?
It can be. I mean, because I made this more like of a career for myself the last decade. So I'm like far down the rabbit hole with this now. To the point where like just looking back at me, it's become like a part of my lifestyle, I guess you could say, because it's not only my profession, my career, but it's also something I enjoy. So it's like a win-win. And yeah, it can be just like a sneakerhead, but you can also be deep down the rabbit hole as well, even more so, I guess you could say.
So it's like a passion.
Yeah.
Well, me and Luke can definitely relate to that. Tell us more about it. Are you first of all, are you married?
No. I was engaged for 5 years. Last January, my fiance passed away. But she was pretty much into it, not as much as me, but she was into it with me as well. We used to go everywhere because I for like the last, I want to say 5 or 6 years, I would go to LA for the Anime Expo and to do business with because I partnered with a lot of the major distributors in North America. So I partnered with Funimation, Crunchyroll, Viz Media. I've done some type of business with all of them at some given point. So she used to come with me to all those events and do business, but also just have a great time because the community, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's like a bad side to every community, but for the most part, it's pretty welcoming, especially in the real, like, you separate from like the internet bullshit that, in any community you find the internet bullshit of people being dumbasses, but in the real, the community is pretty welcoming and it's a really dope experience.
Well, my blessings and well wishes goes out to your fiance, man. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that. My question for you is how does one have a, like you said, a career, and that kind of piqued my ears, right? Like a professional career. Do you animate, or like do you like explain that, how you made a career out of it, going from like being a fan of it to actually having a professional aspect to it?
Well, I guess it's a few different avenues. Like my main shtick for like again the last 10 years has been doing YouTube, reviewing like the latest series coming out. Also a big one is like talking about the news, like this series is popping, or this drama went down with this animator or something like that. Then other avenues is like doing just kind of like advertisements for different companies, working with different companies. And one of the latest developments that I'm really excited about is I partnered with Noir Caesar, Black-owned manga publishing company, and we're working on my first manga. So I'm really, really excited and passionate about that.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's a manga?
It's a Japanese comic book.
Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So can you explain to Royce the difference between manga and anime?
It's basically just comics and cartoons, but just Japanese way of saying it. And I guess there's a certain aesthetic to it that like you could kind of off the bat usually tell, like the big anime eyes is usually a giveaway, and then in like the animated version it's usually like they have colorful hairs to like distinguish the different characters. So like the main character will have, let's just say, blue hair, and then the female will have yellow or blonde hair, things like that.
Do you draw any of this?
No, I'm more so on the writing side. That's really like storytelling is one of my biggest passions.
That's cool, man.
So how is the relationship between like the writer and like you got this great story, but anime and manga is like it's 90% visual, right? Like that's a big part of it, right? Not to belittle the story, but just saying in terms of like the production side, right? Like it's mostly putting characters and stuff like that into the world. How did you come about going from like, I got this story, I need somebody to draw it, basically? Like was that difficult? Did you have to like like build up a certain like rapport with folks, and they had to build up like certain level of respect. Like, can you explain that process? How you found some people to draw your ideas?
Well, it kind of felt like fate, honestly, because I guess to get a little just deep into how my process was about late 2018, early 2019. I just started having like this spiritual awakening, I guess you could say, getting woke and whatnot, and really just looking into my history and where I come from, and understanding a lot of things about the world. Listening to a lot of our great leaders like Brother Polite, Lord Jamar, Royce, a lot of people that just started really guiding me to where I want to be in life. And then it was fate where Johnny O'Brien, the owner of Noir Caesar, he had reached out to me, and I seen that he was on the same page, same message. One of the things that really stuck out to me immediately when I went to his profile, I saw he had like a shirt that said, the black woman, the God's mother, something along the lines of that. It was like Mother Nature at its finest, something like that. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it, because he had reached out to me if I wanted to work with them at any capacity. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, we align. I love it. Let's do it. And we kind of started from there. I had the idea already in my mind for some time now, because I love hip hop and music. And I was like, well, I have this story about this kind of upcoming MC, but then these forces are trying to take this upcoming MC down, and it's like a self-realization for the character, also loving her natural self. And why don't we put this into a story, a manga? And then we got the creatives, we got a couple of different writers to work with me to put it together, and then we sent it off to the artist, and then they put together the visuals, and we're slowly but surely working on getting the first volume done.
It's cool.
Congratulations, man. That sounds dope.
When you were telling,
I feel like there's a connection between hip hop and manga. Is it the storytelling part of it, or why do you think there's some? I feel like there's some connection there.
I think there's various different reasons. I think in general, like because of the source of it coming from Japan, one of the things I've seen a lot of people, especially people of color, we look at it as almost like an escape away from the structure of society, thinking of Japan. So we see these stories of this faraway place where none of the bullshit that we go through is like seemingly from what we see from these stories. So it's kind of almost escapism, and you could, put that in, equate it to several different ways of looking at it, different people, like whether somebody deals with depression, whatever the case may be. But I think for us in particular, we look at it as almost like it feels like an escape to freedom, essentially, with looking at anime and manga. It just feels like a different world away from what we've been accustomed to knowing, being here, especially in the United States.
I feel like when you were telling us about the difference in the ways that you curate, and you were like you not like on the internet like these dumbasses. I felt like you were triggered by something. Tell me about that.
I feel like we're in therapy now. Well, I guess because like I've dealt with a lot, like, going back to when I started doing this whole thing of just talking about it just as passion. I didn't think that I could make a cent off of it. It was just like, I see some people are doing unboxings of anime, talking about their passion and whatnot. This is dope. So when I started it, there wasn't many people doing it, and it was just kind of like, oh, look at this weirdo, what is he doing, and stuff like that. And then throughout time, as I kept getting more popular, and before, because now it's a little bit more acceptable to the mainstream, so to speak. Like now, like somebody could, I don't know, have a Dragon Ball Z jacket and nobody's really going to say anything. If anything, you're going to get compliments. But, throughout my time on here, now I still, anybody, when you hear something in some form or another, it's going to make you feel a certain way. So now if I get criticism, I know how to handle it. But especially back then, early on, like the first 4 or 5 years of doing this, of constant just criticism. And it's like, I'm literally just talking about what I love, what I'm passionate about, what the hell is the problem. And, just the constant hate and negativity. And then, you have that, and you have where even now it's like, there's I guess uglier side to the anime and manga community that isn't really addressed as much as I wish it should be. I wish it would be, and it definitely should be.
Bullying?
Bullying in several different regards. There is a lot of racism, and that's something that I think one of the big things, and again, this is why I love working with Noir, is that we're basically getting out from under the BS of feeling like we have to, I can't think of the right words, but it's
conform to a certain social construct.
Exactly, nail on the head. And just being united. Like, I just saw the other day you uploaded the video on Code about the cookout and stuff like that, and I just love it. Every time there's any type of unity, I'm all for it, because together we're very, very strong. And I think that's, I don't know, it's just amazing to see. I think that's one of the best things that even the last few years, despite all the animosity that was created from, like, the stuff with Donald Trump and everything, it brought us all together. It made us realize, we may have different issues. You're from a different hood, all of that stuff. That's cool. I get it. But, we have bigger fish to fry. There's bigger entities out there. Why don't we just be together? And
well, some of us.
Yeah,
some of us. But what I like about it is it kind of forced a lot of people to draw their line in the sand.
Yes,
and that's necessary too.
Yes,
just to kind of like know where everybody stands. What are the points of division in the anime community that you could say? What is it? How is that broken? How is that broken up? Is it like some classes type shit, or is it like certain groups of people that just feel like that they like what? Explain that to me.
Well, there's several different fractions, I guess you could say. There's elitism to a certain degree, where people feel as though because their Japanese cartoons are more superior in terms of narrative, that they're just more superior fans and the rest of them are shit. So there's that type of situation in the community. And then I guess their race, a lot of people like to play the pretend, and I think, again, one of the things that the world has shown us is that there is racism, or showed the people that were in denial. It kind of lifted the veil a little bit, because, it's something that, like with cosplayers, for example, and it's something that really triggers me, is when a beautiful black woman wants to cosplay as anything, it is always a problem, mainly on Twitter. It is always a problem of people just
when you say a problem, what you mean? Just people leaving comments?
Yeah, like, oh, you're not white.
Expressing how they don't like it.
Yeah, you're not white. You shouldn't. Well, first of all, these characters aren't white. They're created from Japan. They're technically supposed to be Japanese. So right there, that's just nonsense and stupidity.
Are these Asian people doing this?
No. So there's a lot of different sections, and again, like I said, if they're in the real, you don't really deal with a lot of these issues. Like, I've been to a lot of conventions. I've had autograph signings, met fans.
Hey, shit. Elitism. You're going to get elitism when you're talking about art. Anytime you're talking about art, you're going to always have the people who feel like that their art is better, or if it's different. I noticed this in music. If it's different, like I noticed this with a lot of the younger artists. If somebody doesn't, I may have been guilty of this too. If somebody doesn't do the same kind of music that you do, you don't even really mess with them as a person. Were you like that, Lou? Back in the day?
What? No.
Kind of like, you never were like that? Maybe that was a Detroit thing. Not that I had anything against them. I probably just looked at it like we probably either wouldn't have anything in common, or I never even thought about considering building a relationship with somebody who didn't do the same type of shit as me.
I was like that with hip hop for the longest time. I felt like if you make snap music, like, I'm listening, thinking back to like when I first started really digging into your catalog and stuff. Like, I'm here on Slaughterhouse. You're not going to tell me about no snap music right now. I don't even want to hear those artists there without even giving them a chance. And maybe there's something else in their catalog I might like. All I'm hearing is the Billboard Hot 100 tracks of their stuff that's on the radio. Maybe they actually have some substance in there, or in general, maybe that's just not my shtick, but that doesn't mean that I should look down on them or feel like I'm superior as a hip-hop fan because I love Slaughterhouse and they're the greatest MCs ever.
Yo, Lou, do you see you bumping the artists like at award shows and shit like that, and they aren't like lyricists, and they know they're not lyricists, they don't
I mean, not really. I mean, I guess because when I how can I say this? Like, I listen to everything and I learn from everything. So there's a little bit of.
They don't know that.
That's fine. I mean, but I'm not them, so I don't know what they're thinking. But my what I was gonna say was that I'm surprised by the people who turn up, and in those instances, like you said, like at award shows or at the airport or something, or on social media, and they're like super fans, you know, but they're rapping, their styles are completely something different. You would assume that all people, right? I mean, not like really, it's unexpected, but it's not like surprised in a negative way. It's just that, like, I don't know, like you would be surprised if like some old white lady was like your fan, just like, oh yo, I got all your albums.
I ain't mean in a negative way. You know who I had a connection like that with Bun B. Like, Bun B reached out to me like a long time ago, and he was just like somebody who I least suspected to reach out, first of all, and then like how much he knew of not just me but you. Fucking, like, he listened to everything, because it's like he don't rap like he listened to so much stuff. He rap like, this is my style, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I found that interesting. And then I also find it interesting when I bump into usually younger dudes who do something different from me. It's always a weird vibe. It's either I feel like they look sideways at lyricism, which happens, or I feel like that they just look at it like, man, you know how many times I've been on the road with Slaughterhouse and then I bump into somebody and I hear, oh man, these rapping ass niggas, these some rapping ass niggas. I be thinking to myself like, bro, I'm not taking this as a compliment. I kind of want to punch you in the face right now. These are rapping ass niggas. These are rapping ass niggas right here. What up, rapping ass niggas? Oh, you ain't ever get that?
I mean, not that type of response, but I mean, I've had the same.
Jay-Z called you the best rapper ever, dog. You mean to tell me you ain't never get insulted with some compliments by a rapper who can't rap?
No, you know. Oh, man. Shout out. I mean, because I walk in so many different worlds. So for me, it surprises people that I'm more of like a street dude. So I run in like a street circle, but it's hard because it's like this. He's a nerd and he wears glasses and he may kick push, but like everybody around me is gangbangers, and so it's hard. So I walk in different spaces with different folks. So on the rap side, I barely engage with rappers. Period. You know, in any real capacity, right? Because it's such a different like association and relationship. Because my expectations in terms of who they're supposed to be, how they're supposed to carry themselves, isn't defined under the arts, right? It's defined from like the streets. So for me, it's a different play. So when I meet certain people, I go out my way not to engage with certain people, is more so just from in what context that I entered the music industry in, right? And it wasn't with arts, you know, it was with some gangsters. So it was kind of like a different world. So when I would meet people, it wasn't whether they rapped, whether they from, or whether they rapped or couldn't rap or whatever. It was like, how much are you connected to the streets? How much are you like really like standing on something and what's behind that? And so my respect level for people had nothing to do with whether they could rap or not. It was like, what type of person are you? Like, what's your ethics? And when I say the streets, it ain't like you got to be in the mafia or you got to be a Crip. It's just that, do you carry yourself with a certain like honor code or a certain system? Beyond, you could be the wackest dude in the world, you know, or you could be the illest. Because I know a lot of ill dudes who I'm not gonna hang out with, you know. And I know a bunch of like dudes that are whack, that are like I would hang out with all day, you know, and build and talk about everything but music and arts. So for me, it's a little different, but I just take it all as what it is. You know, I get hated on by dudes who rap really good. You know, like it's a certain like tension, like, yo, I'm super elite, and it's like I'm really better than you, but I get it because you coming from some other angle because you think I can't rap. You know, Yeah, they think that because they can rap. They think for some reason I can't rap, or they can rap better than me, and it's kind of like, okay. But the reason I'm not really rocking with you is because that's your position. And I agree that you're a great rapper and you can spit, but again, I'm not defining you based off craft and art. I'm defining you based on how you carry yourself as a person, right? So for me, it's a little different. So anyway, I guess that's. Do you think
but also to add on to that, I think the perception of you from the non-hardcore rap fan is very, very different because of some of the music you've made, whether it's been Cook Push or I mean, you've had a lot of music that has bridged into other parts of society. I mean, I can remember sitting at football games and listening to your music in a crowd of 90,000 people at a Penn State game. Show Goes On comes on, and people, they don't look at that necessarily, even though it is hip hop and rap music. It looks like a little bit more mainstream, I guess. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but I think the perception of you is very different because you go into very different audiences than I think maybe Royce does. I see that as a little bit of a difference between the two of you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, people don't really know too much about me from the jump. So it's like, that's kind of like a slippery slope where you can put on as many or go into many different worlds as you want. But it's just because that's why I've experienced the success. I didn't experience success in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to be a street rapper, right? I didn't experience success trying to be a lyrical rapper, right? I didn't experience success trying to be an elite rapper. Like I experienced success just telling basic human stories and having just, touching on personal experiences. Like I used to skate when I was 5. You know what I'm saying? Until I broke my skateboard in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in the ghetto skating. Well, it was still prostitutes. It was still drugs and drug needles on the ground, and people pissing in the hallway, and gunshots and blood all in the hallways. So that was real, but I was just happened to be skating through that. So I mean, even if you listen to the stories like Kick Push, Show Goes On, even if you listen to Superstar, those ain't fun records. They might have fun beats and fun choruses, fun songs. But if you listen to the lyrics of those songs aren't chill for a little fun at all. Especially not Superstar. Superstar's about dying and going to heaven and getting kicked out. You know what I'm saying? So there's a certain level of darkness that relates back to anime, right? And I think you can maybe speak to this, Tim, right? That there's people look at anime and it may seem like very happy-go-lucky, fun, right? But it's a lot of like dark narratives and like villains and demons and like all this other craziness going on. So can you kind of speak to that kind of dual identity of like, it looks like this is for kids, but it's like this ain't for kids,
Yeah, a perfect example would be an anime right now that everybody is talking about. Every Sunday people go crazy talking about Attack on Titan. It's basically, and to put it on a broad perspective, these people were stuck inside these walls, and there's giant monsters outside of these walls, and if they leave these walls, the monsters will kill them. Where we're at right now, it's gotten to a point where I look at the main character as like Malcolm X. Like when I talk about the anime, one of the things I constantly start screaming is, by any means necessary, because he's basically going down a dark route. Like he started off as like, happy-go-lucky, I guess to a certain degree. He witnessed a lot of horrible shit happen to him, and as the story has progressed, he went from an idealistic kid to he's willing to murder and do anything to liberate his people. And it's so, like, in the meat of it all, there's a lot of political aspects, there's a lot of just, I guess just deep narratives that, like, you wouldn't see from just looking at it as, oh, giant monsters and people fighting giant monsters.
I got 2 questions on that. So, Attack on Titan. So, is this something that you said it's coming out right now? Is it come out like on a regular interval? Like what?
They usually do it seasonally. Right now, there's 3 seasons. We're on season 4, and some anime are different. Like anime or like Attack on Titan, for example, it had 25 episodes. Then it took like 4 years to drop 12 more. Then I think another year or 2 later, they dropped like 24 more. So it just really depends on the demand, and a lot of times them trying to profit as much as they can in between seasons and stuff like that.
And then my second question is, I got to ask this. I was a huge fan of this show, and I now I'm curious if it actually is anime, The Walking Dead.
No, American comic that was adapted into a live action TV show.
So nothing to do with the roots of that. Because when you talk about that, it kind of reminds me of the original version of that.
Yeah,
but no,
not
at all.
You say that, it's funny enough. I remember when The Walking Dead was really blowing up. Attack on Titan around that time started blowing up. And I remember a lot of people, including myself, used to make comparisons saying Attack on Titan is Japan's, I guess, take, you would say, on something like The Walking Dead and, the political structures and, these power classes and things like that. So I could see where you would get that, comparison there.
So not a totally stupid question.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It's the same process in Japan, though. So, where it might be a really popular comic book or a weekly, like Shonen Jump, right? Like just a weekly manga release in a magazine. And then if it gets super popular, they might do an adaptation of that into a anime series. So that's kind of like the same kind of process, though, Tom, like where you have some like super successful or super interesting in the comic book space, and then you want to move it into something else. Whereas in America, the obvious thing is to kind of move it into live action, right?
Yeah.
But in Japan, it's more like, okay, let's turn this comic book into a cartoon, right? And then even still from that, you might get, because it's basically just a license, right? So like you might somebody that want to license the movie, so you get a live action movie, and then you'll get like toys because somebody want to license and spin off and make the toys. So the processes are similar. It's just that where it might go to might be different, And then also you have these like mangas that are just these weekly releases, right? Where they drop them every week, but then they'll do like maybe like a particular book of like a spin-off story or something like that, right? Where they'll take and just do like a whole, like, okay, we're going to do an 80-page or 100-page book just for this same characters, but going down this different storyline or something like that. So, I mean, that's why you can get like Tim is saying, you can get like super duper deep. One book might have, 150 books, and then it has this anime spin-off and then toys and da. So it get crazy.
What's the most successful, and I'll define successful as going from comic maybe to cartoon to maybe even live action movie. What's the most successful manga that started in that ever?
Well, right now there's a series called One Piece that I think it's either third or second behind Superman and Batman for highest sold comic of all time. It's like I think they just announced 480 million copies, and I want to say Superman is at 600 million and Batman is somewhere in like 400 or 500. I forget if it passed Batman yet, but there's a series One Piece. It's been going on since, I think the manga started, if I'm not mistaken, in 97, and the anime started in 99, because the anime is basically, even if they like make it, beautiful piece of art, essentially it's used as a glorified commercial to, push the product. Like Lupe was saying, one of the things, because society in Japan is like very different. Like manga over there is a very normal thing. Like, comics and cartoons over there is a normal thing to their society. Not so much maybe the anime, is more so like the manga volumes, because it's like $2. They're little tiny books, and you could just shove them anywhere over there. It's not like that it's all open, where over here the manga, the books are a lot bigger and things like that. And also just the way they accept things. Like over here, it's more acceptable when people look more, even with anime's rise, people still prefer like a live action is going to really take things to the next level. Like a successful live action series like a Game of Thrones or something like that, opposed to like an anime. It's still going to blow, but in its sphere, while a live action, everybody in, the US will, indulge in it, so to speak. But in Japan, an anime is kind of the equivalent to a live action over here.
That's good stuff. This is Tim Hoffman from Forneverworld on YouTube. I love your passion. I love the consistency. You keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for joining the show. We greatly appreciate you.
No, thank
appreciate
you for having
Tim.
me on. Being
You
able
on Twitch? You on Twitch, Tom?
No, I don't really do Twitch too much. I'm mainly just
YouTube?
Yeah.
Yo, Tim, what's your favorite manga? What's your favorite anime? And then what's your favorite toy? And then who's your favorite character? All four of them. Real quick.
Favorite anime, Yu Yu Hakusho. Favorite manga, probably Berserk.
Ooh. You a dark person.
What was the other two? The figure.
Favorite toy?
It'd probably be
Or figure, yeah.
I don't know. I have a few back there that I don't know. Probably one of my One Piece statues that I have like, because I used to have a deal where they would send me like these One Piece statues, probably like Whitebeard. And what was the fourth one?
Last one. Who's your favorite character? Favorite character from that universe?
Favorite character. I'd probably go with Guts from Berserk, because
wow,
he's been through a living nightmare and he's still pushing every day. You know, he went through so much that he's like, I don't even know, 30, and his hair just started immediately turning gray from everything he's seen and shit. So yeah.
Can you see the grayness in my hair? Is it showing up, or is it being like?
No, you good.
Wow, appreciate you, Tim. Thank you, brother.
No, thank you.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you, Tim.
You guys have a wonderful
Pleasure
night.
to meet you, bro.
Pleasure as well.
Again, that's Tim Hoffman from Forneverworld on YouTube. That was some interesting stuff. Little education there for you, Royce. And me.
He was serious.
Yeah.
He was serious.
Now y'all are anime and manga experts.
I'm kind of curious to dive in. What was the one that he said was about to outseat Superman and Batman?
One Piece.
One Piece.
It's about pirates.
Now. Pirates.
Yeah, it's about pirates.
You know I have a fear of pirates when we go on that cruise ship.
You got a fear of pirates?
You
got a fear of pirates?
I do. I don't like
Pirate
pirates.
phobia?
I have a pirate phobia.
You're listening to the Lupe and Royce show with Lupe Fiasco, Royce the 5'9", and Tom Frank.
Royce, did you set any intentions for 2021? Any goals you want to accomplish this year?
You know what, Lupe Fiasco? I was just thinking about that. I want to be a little bit more mentally strong. One day better than the next. You know, tomorrow better than yesterday.
That is quite inspiring. You know, that reminds me of our sponsor, BetterHelp, which will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist to help you achieve your goals in a safe and private online environment.
Y'all know I love therapy, and I can't recommend it more highly, especially for black people. My favorite thing about BetterHelp is it's more affordable than traditional offline counseling. They even offer financial aid.
Just for our listeners, BetterHelp is offering 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/Lupe and Royce.
Make some moves. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health at BetterHelp. That's HELP/Lupe and Royce.
You're listening to the Lupe and Royce show with Lupe Fiasco, Royce the 5'9", and Tom Frank.
All right, fellas. I know you guys aren't huge football fans, but the Super Bowl is this week. Are you going to watch it, if nothing else, for the commercials, for the music?
No.
I guarantee you I won't be watching it.
Guys are killing me. Killing me.
And it's one of those things that I'm not even against watching. I just know me. I know I'm not going to sit there and just watch it.
I will watch the whole thing from beginning to end. I'll probably watch football all day.
And I understand it because I got a lot of football friends. I definitely understand it. That's how I am with boxing.
I was excited. I was part of my first ever Super Bowl commercial. So we've been working with Logitech on a big campaign that's coming out called Defy Logic. And a piece of it is they produced a commercial that's going to be playing at the first quarter of the Super Bowl. So a fun spot with Lil Nas X. You guys know Lil Nas?
I met Lil Nas.
So be looking for it. And for
I had
people
one of
out
those
there,
moments. Actually, no, it wasn't with him. I almost said the wrong shit. I seen him. We were both doing a festival, and he walked by me, and somebody he was with was like, "Oh shit, Royce 5'9". I was like, "What's up, my G? How you doing?" He was like, "Yeah." And then I heard Lil Nas X go, "Who was that?" He was like, "That was Royce the 5'9".
well, Royce, we're going to make sure he knows who you are. But
I don't
no,
care if you
check.
know who I am. He was like 12 years old. He
Hey,
was like
right.
3.
But check out the commercial. If you don't see it, go look at my Twitter, Tom on Edge. Take a look at check it out. The commercial's up there. My team is heavily working on all of the social behind it and getting it out to the world.
Oh, cool.
So it's been kind of a fun project.
You're doing big things,
I'm
bro.
excited
Thomas.
about that.
Yeah,
We're doing
big
good things.
You part of the Super
Good
Bowl rollout situation. That's dope, man. I was talking to my homie last night. He's a guitar player. He goes on tour with me. He played, I think, was it J-Lo who played last year?
Mm-hmm.
At the Super Bowl. Yeah, he played guitar for the performance. That was pretty cool.
On stage at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. This year it's The Weeknd is the big act.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward. I like The Weeknd.
Yeah,
I heard he was spending a lot of his own money to do the show.
He did. I read an article that he spent like $5 million or something to make sure the show was exactly the way he wanted it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
I'd go up there with a motherfucking with a Serato.
Royce, after you win that Grammy, you might be doing the Super Bowl next year.
If Super Bowl asked me, I'd be like, all right, I'll go up there with a DAT. Do some fucking 2 tracks.
Yeah, I don't have anything against the Super Bowl, Tom. I just haven't been engaged into football for like years.
I don't like the NFL.
You don't like the NFL?
Just as a sport.
Not really.
Why? Why is that?
Because they fucking racist. You want to do this again?
Now, wait a minute. You're going to say the NFL is racist?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Please.
Before y'all jump into this, I would just like, I'm going to let y'all do this, but I would just like to say that I just haven't been engaged with the sport of football over the past few years. So nothing
that's how I feel about it too.
Professional football has drugged me into it. But I do like professional bull riding, and I like F1. So when y'all done with this civil war y'all about to fight right here, we can come back and talk about PBR and F1. I will be in the mix.
Just so I'm clear,
go ahead.
It's not the reason why I don't watch football. I'm just not really a football fan. But lately, when I think of the NFL, that's the first thing I think of, how racist they are.
In comparison to other sports, or just in general?
No, just them being just racist. I don't have to compare them to anything.
In what way?
Where you want me to start?
Anywhere you want to start.
Like, every single stance that they take involving dimming people's light, not allowing them to use the platform to give back to the community, and then the way they did, the way they played Colin Kaepernick and the kind of contracts that they put the players under, they basically put them in situations to where they can't build, you know. And they selective as fuck, they choosy as fuck, and they attack Colin Kaepernick. They just did a bunch of racist shit.
I don't think they're racist as much as they are greedy. I think the NFL is greedy. The owners are greedy. They're out to make every last dime. And I don't care if it's a white player, black player, or whatever player.
You think it would have costed them anything to allow Colin Kaepernick to kneel?
I don't necessarily disagree with him kneeling at all. And the reality was it was about police brutality and not disrespecting the flag. But people couldn't get over that.
Yeah, the NFL. The people who defend the flag and everything that it represents.
But my point is, like, I don't think it had to do with racism. I think it had to do with money. Money.
If you look at a group of people and what that flag represents to that group of people, and you can't see it from that point of view. You can see it from that point of view. You just choose not to. You choose not to see it from that point of view. You choose to rule shit with an iron fist. So, that's racist.
I still don't think it's racist. I think what Colin Kaepernick is.
I think you don't want the NFL to be racist because you love football.
I love football, but I mean, I'm not the NFL. I don't care about the NFL. Other than I do think it's greed. It's greed. They worried about that guy taking that stance right there, and them losing sponsorship dollars. Now, I won't disagree with you that we have a bunch of white...
sponsorship dollars.
Yeah.
Losing sponsorship dollars?
Yes. That's the reason that
what sponsorship dollars were they at risk of losing by Colin Kaepernick kneeling?
Numerous ones. All of the big sponsors are threatened to come out. According to who? According to the news. And according to those sponsors who said they were going to back out.
Who? What sponsor said that? What corporation did you hear say that?
I don't know if I know one off the top of my head. I'm going to have to do a little research on that. I don't want to say one and get them in trouble if it's not them.
Because
but I still don't think it had anything to do with race. I think it was greed.
All right. That's cool. I mean, I'm not trying to get you to think they're racist. Yeah, like they're not able to place value on themselves at that point in their careers in life. So basically, a large part of the profit is based in their ignorance. You know what I'm saying? So they're usually dealing with an amount of money that's a lot of money in comparison to where they come from, but it's not necessarily a lot of money in every situation in comparison to what they're generating, what's being generated.
I agree with that across the board, but I don't necessarily always think it's white or black. I think it's players in general, and especially in the NFL. I think if you're a white player or a black player, when you're done and they don't see value in you anymore, you get spit out. I don't care who you are.
White players get treated different from black players, bro. I know people in the NFL. They can tell you that.
Really?
I mean, that's everywhere. That's life. That's life in America. It's nothing, you know, nothing new. Nothing new. You know what I mean? If a fucking Tom Brady wanted to go do a canned food drive in his fucking neighborhood, it wouldn't be a problem. You can't put a picket sign up in our neighborhoods without them being like, "Oh, not our platform. Not our platform." What do they have against uplifting our community, helping us using their platform to uplift our communities when they generate so much money for their platform? And when have they ever actually just been honest, man? Everything has been like smoke and mirrors and just controlling the narrative to make shit. They go out of their way. They put more energy into making shit look a certain way than just straight answering. Like, nah, we ain't into that. We ain't doing that. It's like, yeah, we had Colin. We set up a whole practice. He didn't show up. Then he came with a camera, and then he, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, come on, man. Y'all already knew y'all was attacking, and y'all was getting him up out of there and making an example out of him.
Colin Kaepernick never will play in the NFL again.
You think that's fair?
I don't think it's fair.
What did he do that was so wrong?
I don't think he did anything wrong, but somehow he became a lightning rod that nobody wanted to take a chance with their fan base. Not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying it is wrong, but that is what happened.
Mm-hmm. And then you look at the way that the NFL stepped up in the pandemic, and now all of a sudden they're so concerned about social issues.
Yeah.
You know, and then they pander to black people to try and find like this sweet spot to where we'll be okay with them. Where it's just like, bro, all y'all had to do in the fucking very beginning was let the man fucking kneel.
Do you think the NFL lost a ton of African American fans?
That I don't know.
Based on that,
I don't know. I don't qualify to be able to say that, but I hope they did.
Shout to Liquid Death. They just sent me a box of swag, and they also sent me a giant. I think it's a store display. It's a gigantic package.
Are you serious?
It's yeah.
Where's
mine?
mine?
Ways, man. I'm not. What do you mean? Where's yours? Were you drinking a can live on the Lupe and Royce show? I don't think so.
No, but
where's
you got to go the extra mile sometimes.
What's this shirt? Where does this shirt come from?
You got to go the extra
mile. What shirt?
The shirt you got on, Tom.
Oh, my shirt? You like this shirt?
What you know about that man right there?
Muhammad Ali?
What you know about Muhammad Ali?
I'll tell you what. Muhammad Ali, major inspiration in life.
Is he an inspiration?
A great fighter, a great man, an entertainer. I mean, you had to love Muhammad Ali. Just the charisma of that guy alone put a smile to anybody. And for what he stood for. I'm actually dying. Have you guys watched the movie yet? Is it called One Night in Miami?
Oh, I heard about that. I didn't get a chance to check it out.
I really, 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 really want to watch this. Have you seen it yet, Lou?
Nope.
I heard about it, though. I heard Joe talking about it on his podcast.
I need to watch it.
What is that on?
I think any streaming platform.
No, it's got to be somewhere. It's got to be somewhere specific, right? It ain't just on anything. It seems like nothing's just on anything anymore.
On demand. On demand. Prime, maybe? I don't know. Prime, Netflix, they're all the same.
Well, I don't know how to watch TV, so there's that.
Was there a new Your Honor this past week?
I don't know. I was too busy just really delving into it, the whole thing, man, you know? From the get-go. From the jump.
Please.
From the jump.
Tell us your review.
I mean, so far it's an interesting story. I feel like I got too many friends that's watching it, so I kind of knew the premise of it already. I'm up to I think I'm on episode. I think I might be on episode 4, where the guy Baxter, his wife, she's starting to like really like turn up. She reminded me of a few girls I used to mess with back in the day, man. She's really toxic. I like her. She's starting to turn up a little bit. The black kid, what's his name? He just died. The son, Baxter's son, fucked him up in prison. I thought that was kind of fucked up because they framed the kid. Y'all don't think I watched it, dude? They framed the kid.
No, I didn't.
They framed the kid.
No, I was just gonna say spoiler alert. Spoiler alert for folks who haven't seen it yet. Who might watch it after this.
Bro, okay, listen, man, okay. Let's get some criteria like worked out here, because you can't expect me to know how to like unpack it too. I'm just learning how to watch it. So what's the proper way to talk about it? What's like the criteria?
What? No, I mean you could say whatever you want. I was just saying spoiler alert to let people know that we'll probably put at the top of the show that there will be spoilers, and give them like a timestamp to just like, you know, if you want to watch Your Honor, there are some spoilers. So just spoiler alert. That's all.
Yeah, because I know some people don't like spoilers. Like my wife don't like spoilers.
Yeah, some people don't like spoilers.
Actually, she brought her ass up here the other day, and I called myself putting on episode 4. And what did she do? I don't want to watch episode 4 because I don't know what's going on. She went all the way to episode 1, bro, and started it from episode 1.
Well, you got to start at episode 1. You should have engaged with her and made it a you and her show.
Damn it.
Life lessons from Tom.
That's how you keep a strong relationship? Let her just walk all over you?
No. You're always in control, but she thinks she's in control.
Well, when you're driving in the car, do you let her touch your radio?
Oh, she has total control over the radio.
Total control?
Total control. I'm just a chauffeur driver.
Volume knob and all?
Mm-hmm.
Tom, you gotta grow some balls, buddy.
I try.
I wish my girl would touch my goddamn radio. Especially when I had CDs. Well, touch my damn radio. We gonna ride and listen to these beats. Question. You better fucking write some verses. I'm just playing.
Look, I got one question for you to get us out of here.
That's funny.
Carol Walker.
Who?
Carol Walker.
Carol Walker, who's that?
Mixtape. Lucy, rap, the latest hot rap news. We need like a thing, like a what they call those, a music thing to play when we gonna talk about like and today and rap news.
I made some music pieces. I'm gonna have to send out to y'all. I was in here late last night trying to come up with a bunch of different little pieces.
Now you have our new intro and exit music in the works, I believe.
I mean, shit, yeah, whatever. I mean, if it just depends. It's it just depends on what direction y'all want to go. It could be anything, you know what I mean? So yeah, I could do that shit. Fucking.
So you're gonna lay the beat.
It all depends on how
I'm gonna rap.
It all depends on how
how
nitpicky y'all want to be. You know what I mean? We can.
Oh, I'm very nitpicky.
We can nitpick it. We can nitpick the fuck out of it, or we could just be like, that'll work.
I think whatever you get me is going on the front, the middle, and the end.
I think everybody don't think like that.
All right, Kara Walker. I want to hear about this.
What do you mean you want to hear about it? What are you talking about?
I mean, do you know Kara Walker? I know her art.
Do you know Kara Walker?
I do. And the only reason I know it is from the silhouette stuff that she did, I think, in London, where it was like 3-dimensional. It had music. It had movement. I just remember seeing it from a couple. It had to have been maybe 2 years ago.
All right, I just Googled her. Okay, so why are we talking about this beautiful black queen? What'd she do?
Lou just had a song about her.
Oh, Lou did.
Not
the
me.
song wasn't about her. The song wasn't about her.
She was mentioned in it.
Yeah, so it's named after her.
It's named after her.
Yeah.
Well, tell me more.
It's multi-layered, multi-reference. This isn't the platform for that. But it's just if you want to check it out, check out Kara Walker. I drop Lucy little freestyles from time to time, and just put up one. I think was it day before yesterday. So it's up right now on my socials.
You did a whole verse about her?
Gram or the tweets. It's not about her. It's just named after her.
Named after her.
Oh, you're not talking about her in it?
No.
That's interesting.
I've done songs where I have talked about artists though, but no, not this one. It's just named after her.
So why her? Why? I need to know more. I need to know more.
I mean, your curiosity will be unfed today. I apologize for that. This isn't the platform.
Why isn't this the platform?
Can we talk?
Does she do porn?
Because it's not. Because no.
She look like a wholesome.
Actually, her work is actually very provocative.
Oh, it is.
I mean, we could talk about Kara Walker just for Black History Month. We're not gonna talk about that song though. But if we talk about just Kara Walker for Black History Month, for folks who do not know who Kara Walker is, she's an amazing contemporary artist who deals most notably in doing silhouette work and kind of cutouts. And she references slavery. So it's almost like she invented this almost like Alice in Wonderland type world.
Yes.
On a plantation. And there's a lot
That's exactly how I would describe it.
A lot of her work it is purely contemporary. So it might come across as what's the word I'm looking for? Cartoon like.
I'm looking at it.
It almost comes across playful and cartoonish. Yeah.
Yeah, but her subject matter
shadows
is very, very powerful. It's very, very powerful. Very, very provocative. There's some, and the reason I brought up it might be like come across as cartoonish or playful, is that it is very much so NC-17 if we had to rate it. Like it's not something that like your kids.
It's like real silhouette.
Like, oh, Kara Walker, let's go and see it.
It's
like if you look at what the silhouettes are doing.
Okay.
The actions that they're taking and what's being done to them, it is very, again, like
true to life,
holds bar, contemporary, speaking to a message about the horrors of slavery. But she does it in a way that comes across as very playful, again, very cartoonish. But that's her mind working as an artist. So I'm a huge fan of her work. I've seen her work, and she's in all of the like top museums, so she's in a bunch of collections. But yeah, she's one of my favorite artists to kind of engage with and look at just from an artist side. So in honor of Black History Month, all February, and her work is black, literally black. Check out some Kara Walker. Get your Google on.
This is ill.
Kara Walker. She's super dope.
KaraWalkerStudio.com to see her stuff.
This shit is ill.
But the song Kara Walker that I just did is not about her. So don't think you go listen to the song and then no, it's just named after.
So is the raps that bad, man? You don't want to talk about it. Is it that bad, man? Like, am I gonna be like when I go listen to it, like call you? What the fuck was you thinking when you did that whack shit? You shouldn't have called that shit Kara Walker.
Everybody,
you should have called that shit terrible, Kara Walker.
So everybody who's out there celebrating Black History Month, please let us know what your plans are for Black History Month. What would you like us to kind of reference or talk about even in terms of Black History Month. It's my favorite month. Black History Month is like February is my favorite month, not because my birthday is right snap dab in the middle of it on the 16th, if you didn't know, but my sister's birthday is also this month, and my brother's birthday is actually today as we record. So happy birthday,
big bro.
But for all the folks who want to, let us know how you are experiencing and want to celebrate Black History Month this February, and what you plan on doing. And I will be every episode hitting you with some Black history facts, and some people to maybe check out. And hopefully in a non-condescending, pseudo-intellectual way.
That's going to be difficult,
so today,
but you're working on it.
Check out Kara Walker.
Yo,
so your birthday's in 2
did put me
weeks.
up on somebody just now, though, man. I didn't. I've seen her before, but I didn't. She got some shit, man.
I've seen her work before, but I didn't know anything about her until I read through the website.
She is fucking awesome.
So February, Black History Month, Lupe's birthday.
We got to do something for Lupe's birthday, bro.
Ooh, Lauren's
We're going to be
birthday as well?
recording. We're going to be recording on your birthday.
No, we're not. You think we're going to be recording?
How you just going to tell him we're going to be recording on his birthday? We're going to be recording on your birthday.
Y'all might be recording on my birthday. No,
Let's mark that down. We're
anything.
going to have to shift the date of the show.
I'll be quarantined.
Maybe we'll have
somewhere.
we'll have a birthday celebration for you.
Hey, I'll take that. But we'll be recording on my birthday, but we won't be released on my birthday. So that's the
but we're gonna
be like,
we might have all sorts of people coming in here to celebrate your birthday with you.
all right, let's make an episode out of it.
Let's make an episode. We'll have Liquid Death beverages for everybody and
Liquid Death
everything
birthday
bagel
cake.
ice cream. No, everything bagel ice cream with a little candle.
And a Liquid Death birthday cake, Liquid Death flavored birthday cake, so it'll just taste like nothing.
With no sugar.
That sounds-
with no sugar.
No sugar, no gluten, no nothing.
Just some artificial sweeteners. You know, got to throw some spaghetti in there. Got to throw some
spaghetti's
spaghetti
gonna
in
happen
there.
this week.
Can't eat nothing without spaghetti,
Spaghetti's
bro.
definitely gonna happen
Spaghetti.
I feel like you eat spaghetti every Tuesday
Raps
night.
and jokes and jokes.
You know what it is? I got all this. I bought all this spaghetti sauce for the pandemic. And then I have to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Because I bought it like a year ago, preparing for the end of days.
I hate when that happens.
Pasta
So now
sauce
I'm
pasta sauce will last forever.
That's how it is when
it
I
ain't gonna
buy.
last
when I just
forever.
buy a bunch of hookers, man. I have like a year's worth.
Are you currently in a bunker? Is that you bought all this food? You've referenced this multiple times that you had a lot of this food.
He's underground.
Yeah.
He's underground.
Bought, so you're in a bunker.
He comes up to play with his sword, but he's underground.
No, I mean,
Okay.
I keep there's something to. Well, I mean, y'all know my background by now. If you don't, I'm not going to keep reiterating where I come from. But there's I bought just kind of long shelf life, non-perishable stuff at the beginning of the pandemic, right before things went crazy. So I just bought like some basic staples, and so pasta, spaghetti sauce is one of those things. And so the spaghetti sauce that I bought like a year ago, because it's coming up on a year now, right? It would have been kind of expiring in a few months from now. So I was like, let me just bust out some spaghetti.
But where
sauce.
you come from though?
Make spaghetti for a few days.
Where you from though? That's what I want to know. I want to know is you stand up and is you from the streets? You know what I'm saying? Fuck the raps.
My family's military background, so it was a full military lifestyle. So
but is you militant? Is you militant in these beefs?
No, I don't have any beefs.
You ain't got no beef?
There's no beef. I got turkey because there's no beef in the spaghetti. Ha ha.
Nah, if you ain't got no beef, though, I can't rock with your freestyles. I mean, shit, just let me know when you get some beef. I'll check the motherfuckers out. Right now, I just can't fuck with nobody who ain't. I can't fuck with nobody who ain't just really about that life, bruh. You know what I mean? Fuck that shit. I mean, you could be cool as a person, like I'll shake your hand and shit and all that, but I'm not about to listen to your raps.
Unless you have a beef.
I mean, or a war. whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Whatever you, however you categorize it.
Beefs. People might have beefs with me, but I don't have beefs with them.
Yeah, but see, that say a lot about a man's character, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you got niggas running around talking about they got beef with you. Tom, you got beef? See, the kind of dudes I mess with, if a nigga say if he say he got beef with me, I gotta send the blackout. I gotta send the blackout squad to him.
I don't have a blackout squad.
Yeah, so you ain't got no blackout squad. I mean, it's cool. You ain't got to be that. Just don't pretend like you that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no blackout squad. Don't be talking like you know OG Loke boss.
I got a whiteout squad.
I'm not a boss.
You probably more of like a worker. You probably more of like a worker. You work for Pharrell?
Who, me?
Yeah. Didn't y'all have like a little thing going on or something? Or that's Kanye West?
I mean,
you work for that? You work for him?
No, I mean we had. I'm my own person.
Let's
just put it this way. If I have a problem with somebody, and I understand that half that equation is me, I take myself out the equation. If you keep coming, if you don't allow me to not be a part of the equation, then you're gonna have a problem. And that doesn't matter who you are.
You talking about like a cat, like if you corner him.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about cat. No, I mean, I'm just
talking about like a ninja.
If I don't have beefs because I take myself out the equation, and hopefully people recognize that because I don't have an ego or a pride, so it doesn't matter to me. But if you continue, then my response will be horrific.
So you ain't got no ego or pride. I don't know. I got to think about how I feel about that. You know what I mean? What you think, Tom? You fuck with people who ain't got no pride or no ego? See, man, I could fuck with them. I could fuck with them. I just can't listen to his raps. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine.
You
gotta have
pride. You gotta have a pride.
You gotta have
pride. You don't have to have an ego though.
I mean, you know, you gonna check your ego at the door when you come over here. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool to have one. You know what I'm saying? It's cool if that's
I'm just cut from different cloths, man. That's all. So I move different. The definitions that other folks may have for themselves, I don't have those words connected to the way I move, and it works. You know, it keeps me out of things, keeps me into things. My network is extremely strong and powerful. So that's all that really matters to me at the end of the day. My scorecard don't matter.
You know what's also extremely strong and powerful? Your bad attitude. That's what's extremely strong and powerful. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't got no bad attitude.
Well, you better watch your network, man.
If we gonna talk about beef in the streets and like the streets for real,
I got beef in the street for real.
You know,
with you,
I don't. You ain't got no beef with me. You got beef with yourself.
All right. Well, I might squash it then, but right now it ain't squashed. So chill out because I got my network in here. You just ain't seen them yet. Tom, you ever seen my network? I don't fucking play, bro. No. I don't play. My network got ego, pride, everything, bro.
You got it all? Yeah. You got a whole box of it all.
Hell yeah, man. We emotional gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that intellectually, you know, like in control of your feelings and all that.
I just smile until you force me not.
Oh, y'all niggas smile? Nah, we don't smile over here, cuz.
Yeah, I mean, laughter is the language of the soul. You know, we're not here to be gangsters. We're not here to be angry or villains.
Oh, that's probably where we differ, man, because I'm here to be gangster.
I love the
I'm here to be gangster.
I love laughter and
like I don't let my soul speak. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know when I gotta take somebody's soul. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I don't even be going to the store. You know what I mean? It's like a nigga can't even go get some crackers.
Uber Eats to stay out the way.
Yeah, that's what I be that's what I be having to do. I'm glad you know what I'm going to. See, we got something in common, cuz I could probably listen to a couple of your raps.
I would hope so.
Everything bagels. Did you see that? You probably didn't see this. Jenny's ice cream, which is the everything bagel. You saw that?
Oh, I saw it. I saw it.
I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to order some.
It's one not too far from me.
Really?
And Yeah, it's one not too far from me. It's a little bit, and I'm thinking I might, but so the thing is, I'm lactose intolerant, so it's like, for me, it's got to be like, it has to like really be worth it, or I'm gonna pay. You know what I'm saying? Lupe is gonna pay, capital pay, pay.
Now you don't
with my
Can't you take a lactose pill and be okay to just try it out?
I forgot that they made those, because that's what Lactaid originally was, right? Wasn't it the pills? And then they just started to make dairy products. Yo,
Yeah.
this has been Lupe Fiasco, and my birthday is in 14 days.
Hurry up and get to Lupe's birthday. This is Royce the 5'9". Peace and love.
And this is Tom Frank. I don't have a beef against you. I'm just love and happiness.
Tom ain't got beef with nobody.
We out.
Except his neighbor.
That's our show for the week. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe or follow. Leave us a review and tell your friends to listen. The Lupe and Royce Show is a production of Say What Media. It's recorded and mixed by Claude Jennings. Our head writer is Lauren Sloat. I'm Tom Frank. And our theme music is by, who else? Lupe Fiasco and Royce the 5'9".